wanted to give a quick introduction to today's video, trying anti-inflammatory foods and introducing a more anti-inflammatory friendly diet into my life. So this kind of started when I had some blood work done and my CRP came back flagged. So it was a bit high. So in my quest to kind of find out, what does that mean? It's just a flag that indicates inflammation, and it's not that inflammation that is like a swelling on the outside of your body or anything like that. It's something deeper inside. Of course, because I have fairly severe osteoarthritis, I immediately thought it was that's causing it. It can also be caused if you're ill at the time, or even if you have a cold or something going on, it might spike that CRP. But I kind of wanted to get down to the bottom of it because increased inflammation in your body over time can cause problems. So I wanted to get that. I want to try to take control of that and see if I could control it through diet, exercise, all of that kind of thing. So I actually, here in Canada, we have something called extended health. And so some people are able to access that through their employers or through their work. So the way that my extended health works is that I pay into it every month. So I'm actually paying for my extended health, but within that, I get a pretty nice package. And one of the opportunities that I have is to work with a dietitian. So I thought now is a great time to explore foods and get some advice on how to manage arthritis, explore an anti-inflammatory diet with the help of a dietitian. And I wanted to incorporate this into my nutrition. So I had a few meetings. These were all online, and lovely dietitian. And so then I was given a few different meal plans. So what I did was I did 1 week, actually it was 2 weeks of a fairly strict, like it was completely mapped out for me, a meal plan with all of the recipes and things like that. And so I did that for 2 weeks straight. Then I shifted to a bit more of a flexible plan. So at the end, I will let you know my findings, but I wanted to share some of the foods that I made, and they were family friendly, but most particularly they were very friendly for my partner and I, because they were absolutely amazing, most of them. So probably like 2 recipes that I made note of in the meal plan that I didn't love and probably wouldn't make again. And there was a kale salad that was just way too much kale for me. You had to eat it for like 2 days. So I just want to share the journey with you and also my findings. So I did find the top 2 ingredients or like foods that I'm going to avoid in the future. I think they really kind of came to the forefront that they're causing problems for me. But also I did, little spoiler is I did feel immensely better while on this plan. I thought there's pros and cons to it, which I'll go over at the end of the video as well, because I think that's important. Here are the ingredients for the spicy shrimp sushi bowls, and in that liquid is mayo, sriracha, and soy sauce. We have garlic and ginger, carrots, cucumbers, avocado, and then it was put together in the bowl with the shrimp or prawns and rice, and this was absolutely delicious. This was the banana yogurt bowl, so it is using Greek yogurt, pumpkin seeds, sliced banana, and it had oatmeal and then a sprinkle of cinnamon. And I'd never mixed those two together before, the oatmeal and the Greek yogurt, and it goes really well together. It was a nice surprise. This one might have been our favorite. It's the coconut cod tacos. So it's coconut crusted cod and then mixed together with all of these fresh, amazing ingredients. And this was definitely one of our favorites, and it's back on the menu and in the rotation. This one is the Korean beef bowl, and it uses ground beef, and there's a mixture that you cook that in to add a lot of flavor. There's the peeled carrots and rice with cucumber, and you put it all together in a bowl and sprinkle with sesame seeds. It was another crowd pleaser. These veggie pita pizzas were perfect for the entire family, so we could each design our own, and I followed the exact recipe given, but my son loves just a cheese pizza, and others really wanted a little bit more protein on there, so they added in some chicken breast, but these were perfect for the entire family, and they're delicious. Watched a video on freezing figs. We've been blessed with a bumper crop this year on our fig tree, and so what I did yesterday was I attempted to use the dehydrator. It's new to me, but a very old one, as you can see, but it works great. And we attempted to dehydrate some figs. So I'll show you in there. Oh, sorry, my fingers are, I was painting and a small injury there. Anyway, the figs, okay, let me look. Here's one of the figs we did. So it's dried. I did them in quarters. It's the first time I've dried figs, so I think we did them too long, but I just watched a video on how to freeze them as well. So we're gonna go for freezing them using cookie sheets and just, I guess, saran wrap, separating them. But what I've also done is I'm doing a trial of the full figs now. So instead of cutting them into quarters, I'm going for the full fig, and we're gonna do them for less. I'll check on them a little bit more. So actually this might take like at least 12 hours. So I'll give them a little look later. So this, we're dealing with A lot of figs here. I already made a giant fruit salad. We've given away a whole bunch, so now it's time to freeze them. So all I'm gonna do is just cut them. I like to cut the stems off, so I'm gonna go for like just a little bit there, and then I like to take this part off here, because I find that if I'm eating dried figs, that piece gets so hard and it's apt to break my tooth. Anyway, so oh my god, look how good it is, hey. So what I'm gonna do is half these, and I'm gonna lay them flat on the cookie sheet, and then just do multiple layers and just freeze them. It's that simple. Okay, so this is the just a prepped cookie sheet. So I think I'm gonna do them face down, and then I'll just do another layer of saran when I get this full, and then we'll pop that into the freezer. So I'll just keep going. It doesn't get any easier than this. I'm just halving them, taking those stem parts off, halving them, and then I'll do multiple layers and pop them into the freezer. And after 24 hours, I'll take them out, and I'm gonna transfer them to Ziploc or any kind of freezer bag, and then we're set. So what am I gonna do with these after they're frozen? This family loves smoothies, so they're gonna be probably mostly used in smoothies throughout the winter, but also, of course, you can make some jams, chutneys, anything like that, syrups. I'm often can put out a charcuterie board, so if this was an option for making a fig spread or a fig type of jam, then I would quickly make it with these and then use it for charcuteries in the winter or at Christmas celebrations, that kind of thing. Also, I just bought a chili fig spread, so I'm gonna try that. I'll try and find a recipe for it, and then I could try and replicate it, but I just don't have time right now, so it makes sense to freeze these and then give that be able to make that in winter when there's a little bit of downtime maybe. I nearly lost that one. Okay, I think some people probably don't trim these, but I think it's probably personal preference. I did also, in this video I saw, heard that people eat these frozen. So I'm kind of curious about trying that, but they apparently are not good defrosted and just eaten like that out of the freezer. So it's people eat them frozen, but not defrosted, because they probably get a little bit gooey or slimy, I don't know. So we have 2 fig trees, and one produces like this, actually one of its big giant branches just broke probably due to the weight of some of the figs. And then we have another one that we've had for 5 years now, and I saw a fig on it earlier this season, but it clearly got picked up by probably a bird or something, but nothing on that one. So we've never, for 5 years, we haven't had anything show up on that tree. I'm hopeful it's gonna, with that one fig showing, I'm hopeful it will start to produce. Here's what my tray's looking like. I'm gonna show you. I'll bring it over here. So there's what I've got 2 layers on so far, but I'm probably gonna go for it. I'm probably gonna do like 4 layers, then maybe do another cookie sheet of 4 layers, because I've got enough. Then what it's instructed me to do is put this in the freezer for 24 hours, and then pull it out and transfer to those Ziploc bags, which and then that's storage in the winter. Great. So in the anti-inflammatory plan that I got from the dietitian, so one of the things was actually eating for a snack is eating dried figs. So that was the other reason I wanted to try the dehydrator, is to see if I could just do my own instead of buying them from the store. So I'm kind of happy with the way things are going this year with the herbs and now with the figs, because I feel like I'm I'm a tiny little homesteader. We'll see. It's starting though, so that's great. Yeah, this will be my last, I thought I could maybe do 4 layers, but I'm gonna do 3 and then I'm gonna move to the next cookie sheet because this is it's kind of stacking in the middle now. So today for lunch, I'm going to assemble Mediterranean quinoa bowl that's part of my anti-inflammatory recommended dishes. So from the dietitian. So basically I had this yesterday too. So I've got all of the fixings already ready and I'm just going to assemble it here so you can see what's in it. It's actually every single bowl that was recommended, that was provided, was extremely tasty. So I'm pretty thrilled with it and it's super fresh summer flavors. So it doesn't leave you wanting at all. So it comes with the quinoa and then you do sliced cucumbers and just put in, and with the cucumbers you can put in as many as you like, it says. So I just do a few. There's cherry tomatoes. Again, it's like a little handful of cherry tomatoes. And this part, make sure you can see these. Okay, so this is, I've done some pickled red onion, and they are amazing in this bowl. So get those out. So you put in a little, well, to your liking, right? Like as many as you want, I guess. So you're making a bowl. And then, okay. So we also have half of an avocado, quarter or a half of an avocado, but actually we ate those yesterday, so I don't have any. Don't have any left, so that's okay. I'm gonna skip the avocado. And then there's an additional little recipe for dried chickpeas. So I did those yesterday, and then you can just put a few in. I think they kind of act a bit like croutons. So I put those in, and then you don't wanna forget a little bit of mint. So as you know, I have lots of mint in the garden. So I've got it nice and fresh. So I'm just putting that over top. And then there's a garlic yogurt dressing. And I just want to check it because, well, I think it's okay because you can thin it with water, or I'm just going to put little dabs, just little dabs. So that's Greek yogurt with garlic and lemon juice. I'm going to top it with a little bit of green onions, and those chives are from out of the garden. I think you could probably put like a lime wedge in there too if you wanted to, but there's my lunch for today. So Mediterranean quinoa bowl. Delicious. Okay, so you saw all the really good foods that we were able to enjoy over the past few weeks. So for the first 2 weeks, it was really strict. And then for the remaining 3 weeks, I did a flexible plan. So you could kind of pick and choose from all these lists. And I actually found that one a little more tricky. I kind of like to just have it mapped out for me, know what I'm shopping for, go get it. The other one involved a lot of planning, and but excellent. They were just excellent recipes. There was, like I said, there was probably two or three recipes that I wouldn't make again. They weren't our favorite, but the pros and cons of doing this, this part was interesting to me. So the meals themselves were delicious, fresh, like super flavorful. The shopping part, and I'm sure everybody's feeling this across the board everywhere, is that it was extremely expensive. I had requested summer foods that are in season, so I think that was kind of helpful to go that route. But to plan and do the stricter portion of this, you had to get what was on the meal plan. So it was expensive. I would say it was not sustainable for our family in the future, working like that. The flexible plan, and if I planned ahead and, cross-checked it with grocery flyers and things like that and the sales, then I could probably make it work. I think I also benefited from, I was able to identify what are the foods that were in the plan that we loved and that I could make as a regular meal from now on. So we were able to identify those as well and then keep it cost effective moving forward. So that was something that was, I would call that a con, because it's a lot of money. The two foods or ingredients that I identified that I'm going to try and actually remove from my daily intake and I noticed this because the way I did it was I did the 2 weeks of the strict plan, and then I did 3 weeks of the flexible plan. And during the 3 weeks of the flexible plan, I did introduce these two items back in, and I noticed a difference like almost right away. So I don't know if you can guess or if anybody's experienced the same thing, and I'd be super curious to hear what foods you avoid to avoid a flare-up of your arthritis. But so the first one is sugar. So I don't think that's really a surprise, but the plan that I was on had extremely limited sugar. And then I had opportunity to go to, there was a couple parties, there was, sweets. So I had tried those during the flexible portion, and I noticed a difference definitely even by the next day. So sugar is one I'm going to try to really avoid. And then the second one for me was alcohol. So I had not had alcohol for 2 weeks. And then during the flexible portion, there was opportunity to have a drink or two. And I noticed that the next day even. So that I would call it a flare-up. So those were the two that really jumped out to me. So I'm going to really try to make it a part of my new lifestyle just to remove those. And of course, I am going to indulge. That's for sure. I will indulge, but I think now I've actually, identified this, and I'll know for the next day and even that week, because it was longer than a day for sure, is that, I might experience a flare up and things like that. And so I'll just be really a lot more conscious about it. So this whole thing, discovering and trying out the anti-inflammatory diet, and it's been amazing because we have a few new meals that we are going to keep in our rotation, I guess, and we can, I guess, splurge and enjoy the other ones when there's a sale or things like that. But they were absolutely amazing, and so I plan to continue on this. I wish you luck if you're going to do it too. Thanks.